Once upon a time, Omima and Bill Nelson are so in love they could just gobble each other up.
Omima caught Bill's eye. She was sultry, exotic, confident.
Bill was the one who was the answer to her prayers.
But a taste for love turns into a thirst for blood.
We uncovered a house of horrors.
There were rumors that it was either mafia related or it was done by a hooker in Las Vegas.
Certainly the police were scratching their heads over this one.
For this couple, the honeymoon is over. Bill Nelson is excited for another chance at love. His last marriage didn't work out, but now he's finally met his soulmate. His fiancée, Omima, is delighted to have found the man of her dreams. In November 1991, they decide to skip a big wedding and get hitched right away.
When people fall in love like that, love at first sight, they're wanting to hold on to that sexual high, that lover's high that they have. So they were really quick to run to the altar.
In holy matrimony, Bill, will you repeat after me?
There's nothing traditional about this wedding or this couple.
To be my lawful wedded wife.
To be my lawful wedded wife.
The exotic 23-year-old beauty born in Egypt loves that her new husband is an older Southern gentleman who dotes on her.
He opened doors for her. He was courteous. She thought he was just a true gallant knight.
He's her perfect American man.
By the power vested in me by the great state of Arizona, I now pronounce you husband and wife.
Omima had only been in America for 5 years. Here's a man who'd lived his entire life here, who was a cowboy, no less. Couldn't get more American than that. He would teach her the ways of this country, the ways of the world. He would be wisdom to her.
You may kiss the bride.
Bill can't keep his eyes or his hands off his gorgeous gal. And Omima is totally swept off her feet. The future is theirs. But just a month later, it's Thanksgiving weekend, and police in Costa Mesa, California, respond to a very disturbing call about something weird in a red Corvette parked in the driveway of Bill and Omima's neighbor. The neighbor had made the call, and when police arrive, Omima explains the car is Bill's.
When the officer searched the interior of the Corvette, 2 trash bags were on the floorboard. The officer removed one of the trash bags and used a knife to cut it open, revealing bloody meat and internal organs.
This is no routine call.
You have to wonder what was going through everyone's mind at the time.
My very first reaction was, this has got to be some kind of a joke. I can't figure out what kind of a joke this would be, but this is really a joke.
Omima says she has no idea what's going on.
You don't know where they came from?
Body organs and blood? In their car? It's so bizarre, officers can't wrap their heads around what they're looking at.
We had yet to fully discover everything that was going on here.
Is the stuff in the bags animal or human?
The coroner's investigator at the scene was unable to determine whether it was animal or human. It could have been a pig or a cow or something from a slaughterhouse that resembled human entrails.
The remains go immediately to the lab. Police are baffled. What is this stuff? How did it end up in Bill Nelson's car? And where is the new groom?
Right on into Cuba. Landed.
Bill Nelson is a proud Texan and former military pilot.
He wore the cowboy boots, the jeans, the big buckle, and the cowboy shirts. Old gentleman, but also a very strong, tough guy.
The kind of guy you'd want as a friend and co-worker.
I would describe Bill as sort of a gentle giant. He was friendly and polite, approachable.
If there's one thing Bill loves to do, it's soar the skies. At that, he's a genius. His expert flying skills land him a great job as a corporate pilot. But as he soars around the country for business, his personal life begins to nosedive.
Bill was married, had several children, and he got into some brushes with the law.
Nothing violent or crazy, but his wife divorces him and takes the kids. So Bill moves on to rebuild his life.
He settled in California, in Orange County, Costa Mesa, to start a new lifestyle.
In 1986, Omima is transitioning into a new phase in her life too, moving from her native Cairo, Egypt, to Costa Mesa, California. In Egypt, life was tough for Omima.
She suffered a terrible childhood. She was abused sexually and physically in many ways.
As a child there, she suffered through ritual female circumcision, a horrifying tradition in Egypt at the time. Then she endured 2 violent rapes, all by the time she was a teen.
To Omima, she'd lost trust in people, specifically men. Who could she really trust if those very closest to her when she was young did not protect her and in fact violated her?
She had to escape. Now she hopes all that is behind her.
She sought the American dream.
As with Bill, it's time for a new life. Because of her exotic good looks and great figure, she finds work as a department store model.
She was determined to escape her childhood, her surroundings, and she was a survivor.
She makes quite a splash in the Costa Mesa bar scene.
Omima was a fun person. She was always out to have a good time. The kind of person that liked to go out on the weekends, get dressed up, go dancing and party.
And she's not lacking for male attention.
A lot of men found Omima attractive. She looked like the kind of person that they could have fun with.
Let's do it, ladies.
But to her, they all seem like boys. Maybe her American dream doesn't include a man. Just when she wonders if it's time to give up on love. In walks Bill Nelson. Omima is not hard to spot. It's an unlikely but instant attraction.
Omima. Bill Nelson.
Omima liked that Bill was a Southern gentleman, strong and masculine.
What do you think I do tonight?
She entices him with a game of pool.
A friendly game it is. Ladies first.
Bill was attracted to Omima, not only because she was young and beautiful, but because she was rather sultry, exotic, and confident.
The two never believed in love at first sight, until now. In the game of love, it's 8-ball, corner pocket. But just 2 months later, police discover bags of some kind of remains inside the couple's car. Officers start to question Omima. She says Bill's away on business in Florida.
He's in Florida on business.
And she has no idea what the bags of remains could possibly be. They sense she's holding something back. She seems scared and uneasy. Then she finally says what's on her mind. She thinks Bill might have hurt someone.
She mentioned finding 2 passports belonging to women and felt that Bill had possibly done something with those women.
The passports are in the house. She doesn't know who the women are. Could it be their body parts in the bags? Did Bill kill them? And where is he? Detectives immediately turn their attention to tracking Bill down. Within hours, the coroner determines the organs in the car are human. It's a shocking start to a crazy story, but things are about to get even crazier.
The whole experience for me was very surreal. It was almost as if I was watching a horror movie and actually participating in it.
It's Thanksgiving weekend, and Costa Mesa, California police respond to a 911 call in a quiet part of town. Inside newlywed groom Bill Nelson's Corvette, they find trash bags filled with human remains. Police hope Bill's stunned new wife, Omima, can help them understand what's happening.
My partner and I accompanied Omima to the police station, where we sat down in an interview room to ask her some questions.
She tells them Bill's out of town. But police need to make sure no one is hurt inside the couple's home. There's no answer, but the window's open.
Nelson, police department.
Because someone might be injured, they can go in without a search warrant.
Police department.
There are some boxes and laundry baskets in the living room. No one seems to be home.
Mr. Nelson.
All the windows were open. It was very, very chilly. Walking into the bedroom, the bed was made. Cowboy boots were sitting on an Afghan right on the side of his bed.
At first, the place looks perfectly normal, until a glimmer of red catches a detective's eye.
The only evidence of anything wrong is on the inside deadbolt lock. There's a small, what appears to be blood smear.
When the warrant does come through, investigators begin a more thorough
I didn't
search.
see any signs of Bill Nelson. However, I did see boxes.
No one is prepared for what they're about to find.
We uncovered a house of horrors. We began our search in the living room amongst several boxes. Opening one box, we found a trash bag inside, and inside that trash bag were a pair of human legs with feet attached.
This is definitely human.
In another box nearby, same thing, trash bag, but a pair of arms with the hands removed.
I would have never dreamed that I was going to be involved in a case that involved body parts being scattered all over.
Police were probably scratching their heads over this one.
What horror is playing out in this seemingly safe, quiet neighborhood? And there's more.
As we were opening these boxes, seeing unidentified remains, it was impossible for us to know if we were dealing with one person versus multiple people.
Are they dealing with a serial killer?
This was a very, very shocking case for all of us.
The search extends outside.
As the rookie detective, I was assigned to search the dumpster. This was right after Thanksgiving. The dumpster was full of a lot of food debris.
Strangely, there's also a lot of unopened frozen food.
The light bulb suddenly came on, and I realized someone had recently emptied out their freezer.
I gotta check the freezer. You stay here.
Yes, sir.
When the detectives opened the freezer, they found a large ball of aluminum foil.
And inside that foil, a human head.
I just had a hard time connecting with this being real.
It's like a scene out of a horror movie. And it gets worse. The head has been cooked.
The severity of it was probably the one thing that stuck out more than anything.
We were seeing things that are totally out of the ordinary. We were seeing a human body dissected, which was incredible.
It was probably the most horrific crime that ever occurred in Orange County.
I'll bet that moment that the detectives experienced when they first came upon the apartment is not going to go away anytime soon. They can have nightmares, flashbacks. It can be something that could haunt someone for life.
All this in the home of newlyweds. Where is the new groom, Bill Nelson? And what about the passports Omima said she saw? Did Bill murder these women, then run? Who could have expected this ungodly scene? When just months earlier, Bill and Omima are enjoying their second date. The pilot and the hot model are flying high.
When women come from an abusive childhood, they often wish they had something that they'd never experienced. Dependability, stability, a man that's going to protect them instead of hurt them. That's what she craved.
Excuse me, darling. Can I get another drink for the lady, please?
Of course, I'll be right back.
Thank you, ma'am.
Give me another drink.
Yes, ma'am.
Omima said that once she came to the United States, she was looking for love in all the wrong places. And she thought that Bill was the one who was the answer to her prayers.
Some see the two as an odd match, but Omima feels he's the perfect man for her.
When you were around Omima, she was all about having fun, having a good time, doing something fun. It was all about having fun.
And this pair has lots of fun.
Bill and Omima would often come to the office together, and she would bring food for the staff.
The flyboy is proud to introduce his exotic young girlfriend.
She made us some lunch.
Bill was totally and absolutely in love with Omima.
As men get older, they need a little companionship. It's very, very common for men to get a little softer, a little kinder, a little less testosterone in their 50s and want to sort of settle down a bit and have some nice, warm, kind woman near them.
Thank you.
This is really good. Thanks for bringing it. We're working on it. Really good.
Delicious.
Day after day, their connection grows deeper.
A lot of things.
The couple is inseparable.
Look at that shit.
She's such a gentleman. I don't get the impression that she was used to being treated so nice.
Love seashells.
A treat?
What is this?
After a month of pure bliss, Bill surprises Omima with a ring.
Will you marry me?
And a promise to be her southern gentleman forever.
Yes.
They decide to tie the knot as soon as possible. Bill has an adventurous idea.
Bill and Omima decided it would be really fun to have a marriage on the road, so they quickly plan a road trip honeymoon.
When people first fall in love, they literally have blinders on. They are in love's big delusion. They're not making good decisions, but, you know, who wants to medicate it? It feels so good.
Omima is really pleased and happy to be marrying a guy who opens car doors for her.
Yet just a month later, investigators uncover unspeakable horrors in that car and in the couple's home. The newlyweds' interview with police stretches into its third hour. She still seems stunned by what's going on.
She was a nice person, and it was kind of shocking to hear what happened. It was unbelievable.
And the search continues in the house.
We ended up finding 2 passports belonging to women in a bedroom dresser drawer.
Who are they? The victims of a crazy mutilation? Detectives follow up on the passport lead, and they dig deeper into Bill's past. After all, they can't rule out that the body parts are his. Turns out the southern gent had a bit of a wild side. His love of the fast life got him into some trouble.
Bill got mixed up in some illegal things because there was quick and easy money.
In 1985, Texas police arrest him for flying black market goods in and out of the country.
The charges were conspiracy and tax evasion, and he served prison time.
As an investigator, you have to look at all sides of the equation, any possibility. Based on Bill's prior criminal history, we entertained the possibility that an acquaintance had come back from his past to settle a debt.
Was it a cartel hit?
The ritualistic way that the body was destroyed and also preserved shows the work of somebody who has a deep, deep pathology. This is not your run-of-the-mill crime of passion, poor impulse control. Oh my goodness, how did I do that? Let me stash the body now. The murderer knew what they were doing, trying to clean up the scene, trying to get rid of evidence. They definitely understood the consequences of their crime.
Was Bill the victim or the killer? Had he murdered 2 women, then vanished to start a new life? The real truth is almost impossible to swallow. In the home of newlyweds Bill and Omima Nelson, detectives make a terrible discovery.
The body parts that we found weren't only dismembered, they were mutilated.
All in all, it was very gruesome, and it appeared very unreal.
They also find passports of 2 young women. Are these the victims of a massacre? Detectives try to track the women to see if they're still alive. And they continue to make gruesome discoveries inside the home.
The crime scene investigator lifted up the mattress on the bed, and the mattress was totally and completely soaked to the bone with blood.
Clearly, this is where the murder took place.
Some of the potential murder weapons that we collected were knives from the kitchen, scissors, a broken steam iron found in the bedroom closet, and parts of a broken ceramic lamp. It seemed that everywhere we searched, we found more body parts.
And one body part in particular gives a clue to at least one of the victims. Not only is there a head in the freezer, but male genitals wrapped in foil. 7 hours after the search began, the initial autopsy results come back. And investigators learn the body parts do not belong to the women on the passports. There is only one victim, the new groom, Bill Nelson. Killed just a month after getting married.
It was in all the papers, it was on the news, and just to know somebody that was a victim in that way was shocking.
I couldn't believe that a human being would do that to another. Cut up their body into little pieces and put them in a plastic bag. I mean, just was beyond belief.
Finding the passport holders becomes a top priority.
I was assigned to tracking down these 2 women and verifying whether or not they were okay, and found that they were alive and well.
The women have solid alibis for the time of the murder. Neither knows Omima or Bill. Their passports had been stolen in New York City. How they ended up in the Nelson home remains a mystery to this day. And for now, so does Bill Nelson's death.
Of all the crimes that I covered, this one probably ranks up there as one of the grisliest and the most sensational.
As the news spreads that first day, rumors immediately fly through the small town about who could have done it.
There were rumors that it was either mafia related or it was done by a hooker in Las Vegas.
The massacre shocks the community.
I think people here were so stunned and shocked and unaccepting of what had happened.
It's bad enough to know that you live in a community where a terrible murder has taken place, but to know that you've had the work of a psychopath and ritualistic dismemberment all in your neighborhood?
Whew. I have some horrible news. The body parts found in the car and in the home have been ID'd as Bill's.
Upon hearing the news, Omima seems horrified. She's still afraid to talk. But eventually she tells detectives a strange story she was too scared to share before.
Omima told police that she got a telephone call, a strange call, in which somebody said, okay, you got what you wanted. Why don't you look in those trash bags and go in the kitchen? Do you want some hamburger?
I think I'm gonna be next.
She thinks someone from Bill's criminal past killed him, and the phone call taunting her means one thing. She's next. If Bill was killed over a past debt, it's even more tragic. He'd worked so hard to turn his life around. Just a month earlier, Bill is having the time of his life, delighted to be sharing his world with his hot young girlfriend.
So here was this young, exotic model who was only 23 and paying attention to him. This would be really exciting to an older guy.
The two share a sense of adventure. Their upcoming road trip, wedding, and honeymoon will be a ball. The plan is to head south toward Bill's family in Arkansas and Texas. They'll stop on the way to get hitched. Omima finally has her happily ever after, complete with her Texan knight in shining armor and a Stetson. Mr. and Mrs. Nelson keep going south to enjoy their honeymoon.
Bill was excited to introduce his new, beautiful young wife to his family.
When the newlyweds arrive in Batesville, Arkansas, Omima hits it off with Bill's grandkids.
Thank you.
It's a fun time with family. And as they continue their road trip, Bill will give Omima a 5-star honeymoon.
It pleased Omima greatly when Bill spoiled her with lavish dinners and places to stay and just went first class all the way.
The best hotels, good champagne, and plenty of time for love.
This couple was so in love. 1 month from meeting to marrying. They just wanted to stay together any way they could and in their own perfect little romantic cocoon, and they did that.
Everything seems perfect, though not everyone agrees.
I think that Omima was looking for the easy way out and someone to take care of her.
But is that so wrong? Bill enjoys taking care of Omima.
Each of these two gave something to each other. Omima gave him youth, vitality, excitement, sexuality, and he gave her what she never had, an older, wise, stable, moneyed man who would take care of her, protection.
At the station, Omima is still acting evasive. Her interview goes into its 8th hour. Police know the spouse is often to blame in domestic murders, but it seems inconceivable that a 100-pound woman could be responsible for such brutality. Yet whoever did kill the strapping Texan was both brutal and calculating.
At autopsy, the pathologist examined Bill's head. It had been cooked and struck with a hard instrument about 22 times. Both his hands had been cooked. The pathologist believed that since the hands contained fingerprints and the head had obviously dentures, that this was an attempt by the suspect to remove identity from this victim.
The beheading certainly seems to fit a cartel-like revenge scenario.
To have the gumption to cut a body into pieces, to try to destroy fingerprints, to boil his head, that kind of destruction just certainly was phenomenal, then and now.
To lose a loved one is traumatic, but to then find out that your loved one's body has been denigrated, mutilated, I don't know how people can ever get over something like that.
Evidence collection continues into a second day, with officers determined to solve this gruesome puzzle.
A CSI officer performed a luminol test of the bedroom.
Luminol reveals blood that has been wiped clean.
The luminol made that bedroom glow like Las Vegas and showed evidence of blood being spattered from the height of the bed all the way up to the ceiling.
Someone had spent a great deal of time meticulously chopping up Bill Nelson.
The murder and dismemberment of the new groom was an hours-long process of unimaginable horror. And the answers behind the mystery will soon come together.
For you?
After Bill Nelson marries his beautiful Egyptian girlfriend Omima, They take a rollicking road trip honeymoon. Back in their California home, the newlyweds celebrate a quiet Thanksgiving dinner, their first as Mr. and Mrs. Nelson. Is the whirlwind romance true love or high risk?
He met her, they fell madly in love very quickly, and they got married within a month. I mean, if that's not high-risk behavior, I don't know what is.
But then, just 2 days after the romantic holiday, all hell breaks loose, and police find Bill's body parts scattered around their home. Detectives keep trying to piece together the mystery of the dismemberment. After more than 8 hours of interrogation, they're certain Omima's not telling them everything. But could she really have killed her strapping new husband?
With the profound difference in the stature of Omima and Bill, Omima was just a little over 5 feet tall and less than 100 pounds. Bill was stocky, husky, 6 feet tall and 230 pounds. It's difficult to believe that this tiny woman could be responsible for this gruesome murder.
But they're about to get some shocking news that will turn the investigation. Detectives talk with the original 911 caller who led police to Bill's Corvette. And boy, does he have a story to tell. He's a neighbor who says Omima came over to his house, frantic. She says her husband raped and beat her mercilessly that day. She starts to disrobe, to show off her injuries.
She stripped down to say that he had abused her and there were markings. But I think her stripping had more meaning than that. I think she knows how to use her body and her sexuality to gain a man's attention, confidence, and she wanted this neighbor on her side for this.
Then Omima reveals a bombshell. She tells him she actually killed Bill to protect herself. Now she wants the neighbor's help, getting rid of body parts. She even has some in the car outside.
Button up your shirt, okay?
The neighbor is totally horrified. He lies to her, saying he'll help.
The young man found an excuse to leave Omima while he went to call the police.
We have a sworn statement from a neighbor who says that Bill was beating you. And you
By dawn on the second day of questioning, detectives confront the new bride about her admission to the neighbor. So far, she's changed her story multiple times. Now she swears she's ready to tell the truth, finally. She says Bill did assault her.
And the sexual assault had taken about 2 hours. And she was finally able to wiggle one hand free, grabbed a lamp, and had knocked him out.
She explains that she was so traumatized, she got a knife and stabbed him in case he awoke and resumed his attack. She swears it was self-defense.
Omima panicked, and she tried to get rid of the evidence by chopping Bill's body up.
Look. Then, just as she did with her neighbor, Omima strips down to show detectives the injury she says Bill inflicted.
We will have a nurse in here to record your injuries. I understand. Put your clothes back on, please.
When describing her injuries, Omima was very free to stand up during the interview and start taking her top off, which I found very unusual.
Ma'am, please put your clothes back on.
Did she strip to show them the markings, or did she strip to show them something else? This is a woman who knows how to use her body to get the attention of men. So why not try it with the cops?
If she was attacked, police need evidence to prove it.
Based on Omima Nelson's allegations of being raped by Bill, she was transported to a local hospital for a sexual assault examination, and they also treated her lacerations and other physical injuries.
At the crime scene, there is evidence of a lamp being used in some kind of attack. But does that back up her story that Bill raped her? Not to those who knew the Texas gentleman.
I find it impossible that Bill could have done anything close to what Omima was accusing him of.
Whatever the motive, it's now clear that Omima Nelson killed her husband, then chopped him into pieces. But why? Her next confession reveals an even more horrifying truth about the ultimate taboo no one is prepared for. Just 1 month after getting married, Bill Nelson is dismembered in his home on Thanksgiving weekend. His wife Omima claims she killed him in self-defense after he tied her to the bed and raped her. She shows injuries she says she got in the attack. But a sexual assault exam actually reveals no evidence of rape at all. Doctors also determined Omima's wounds could have been caused by Bill defending himself against her. There's no sign she was tied up either, although there is evidence Bill was bound.
There were ligature marks found around both ankles, as if he'd been tied up.
There's also evidence Omima has a temper.
Omima was the kind of person that you wanted to stay on her good side. She could get violent really easy.
And she has a history of bringing violence into the bedroom.
We tracked down a former boyfriend of Omima's who told us that one day Omima wanted to have kinky sex with him, tied him up, and once he was tied to the bed, she pulled a gun out of her purse and tried to rob him.
Give me your money. I'll shoot you.
Get off of me!
I'm gonna shoot. Give me your money.
Get off of me!
Give me.
The boyfriend told the police that he had been able to free one of his hands, grab that gun away from her, and escaped unharmed.
This woman is the ultimate predator, and one way for her to act on her instincts as a predator was to offer kinky sex, was to tie them up. This seems to be her pattern.
Had she tried the same thing with her new husband, Bill? Another ex-lover says Omima wanted enough cash to go back to Egypt and start her own business.
It certainly appears that Omima used older men and her sexuality as a tool to get what she wanted. And most of the time what Omima wanted was money.
Based on the evidence and interviews, we surmised that Omima tied Bill up with the promise of kinky sex.
But it isn't sex she really wants. She wants cash.
Now stop. Give me your money.
What
Give
you
me
got? You got it. What are you doing?
Bill does his best to escape.
The headboard had been broken into 3 pieces, and it was obvious that some type of a struggle had occurred that caused this thing to break.
But she's not about to let him go, and she doesn't want him to call the cops on her. So she snaps.
Omima hit him over the head with a lamp and then a steam iron, both of which broke. Systematically started to butcher him on the bed.
It's almost impossible to fathom. And it gets worse.
Pathologists believe that Bill was still alive at the time he was being dismembered.
The ritualistic way that she dismembered him, the brutal, bloody murder, shows a deep social pathology in Omima. This is clearly a very troubled, sick, and dangerous young woman.
The day after discovering the crime scene, prosecutors charged the former model with murder. But it's far from over. Just when detectives think they've heard it all, Omima makes yet another shocking confession to a psychiatrist after her arrest.
Omima was fascinated with the color of Bill's blood and wanted to make the process ritualistic. After stabbing Bill with scissors and clubbing him with a lamp and an iron, she had stopped and put on red lipstick, a red hat, and red stilettos.
She makes the last of the dismemberment an event. Then, as her final twisted act, she does the unspeakable.
Omima said she actually cooked Bill's ribs and dipped them in barbecue sauce. She admitted tasting the ribs and commenting that they are so sweet, so delicious, and so tender.
Around the same time, Jeffrey Dahmer's homicide case was in the national media. People were correlating that case with now Omima's case, thinking that she, the female Dahmer of Orange County.
It's one of the most strange and bizarre crimes anywhere in the United States.
Why did she cannibalize him?
Who knows what Omima was thinking? Who knows if she wasn't continuing with weird fantasies and ritualistic behaviors after the murder? Who knows if she wasn't hallucinating and was delusional about what was going on in the room? We just don't know the mind of this young woman.
No one knows why, but she did her best to get away with it.
Omima did everything she could to hide the identity of the body. This shows that she had the presence of mind to understand she'd done wrong and there were consequences coming to her.
Bill thought he was probably the luckiest man in the world, marrying this perfect, young, beautiful Egyptian model, and then winds up dying for it. During the trial, the defense claimed that Omima was an abused woman and killed Bill because she could not take it anymore.
But the jury doesn't fall for her story. They convict Omima Nelson of second-degree murder. Her sentence? 27 years to life.
She later denied tasting his flesh.
It's little comfort to Bill Nelson's friends and family. He had turned his life around, and to have it end like this?
During their wedding, Omima and Bill had pledged to one another to love and protect each other for life. And Bill was murdered less than 30 days after that pledge.
Even though Bill had some brushes with the law, he was a good guy and did not deserve to die this way. What Omima ultimately did is she took away a father and a grandfather from Bill's family.
The loss of his life is a tragedy for those who loved him.
I'm sure Bill's family was absolutely shocked and floored that a young, sweet girl could do something like this to their father, grandfather. How was this possible?
The murder of a human being at the hands of another is the most egregious crime known to mankind. But how Omima desecrated his body was just beyond comprehension.
Once upon a time, Bipsy Amirian and Mickey Wagstaff were making beautiful music together.
She wanted to start a family.
She talked about it, she wrote a song about it.
He lavished her with attention. All people kind of like that, don't they?
But their duet quickly becomes a swan song.
They didn't approve of the relationship.
The tiger in her just kind of came out.
And I started to cry my heart was crushed.
For this couple, the honeymoon is over. It's just weeks before 27-year-old Bipsy Amirian's big day in Temecula, California. She's ready to show her mother the wedding dress she's crafting from other dresses she bought online. Bipsy is an artist, an idealist, a hopeless romantic with a deep spiritual faith. And she wants nothing more than to settle down.
She was ready. She wanted to have a family, the happy marriage with the children and everything, and a good man.
Look at this. Look at that.
I think Bipsy had always wanted the little white house and the picket fence. She had that ideal, and that's what she wanted.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
Marriage for Bipsy was finally stability and structure. And taking a patchwork quilt of wedding dresses and putting it together into something traditional was what she was doing with her wedding.
Stuff too?
Yeah, absolutely.
And she's finally found the dream man for her dream life. 25-year-old Mickey Wagstaff.
Which one do you like?
He just seemed like a nice kid, you know, very, very polite. Yes ma'am, no ma'am, clean cut, that type of thing. He was definitely doing everything, you know, to woo her.
She is just smitten with him. He's a solid, God-fearing man with a great job at a restaurant supply chain that requires him to travel often.
She thought he was kind of a jet setter, and that was going to be cool. You know, traveling, and she could travel with him.
But the day after Bipsy models her wedding dress, she's suddenly nowhere to be found.
Okay, give me a call.
Her mother's calls go unanswered, but this isn't unusual.
It went straight to her voicemail, which happens a lot with kids. The batteries die, so I didn't think anything of it. I figured I'll call her later.
What Bipsy's mom and stepfather don't know is that her fiancé has also vanished suddenly. And unlike Bipsy's mom, his boss believes something's wrong. The day before, Mickey had been acting strangely. He looked scared and worried. Odd behavior for a typically laid-back guy. He normally checks with his boss before he leaves work, but that day he took off abruptly, missing an important meeting.
This was the dependable guy who was always on time, who loved structure, who respected authority. So for him to defy that authority and that structure in such a big way and so abruptly, huge red flag.
Is he okay? And Bipsy? Would she really disappear? Just as she's starting a new life with Mickey and leaving her dark past behind her? The bride-to-be grows up with a sister and two brothers, while the children and their mother share a close relationship. They live in fear of a fanatical father.
Our dad was very strict. He would beat us. He was very abusive growing up. And we kind of thought that was normal as kids.
He controls every aspect of his family's lives.
And so I never could drive or go outside the house, and neither could they.
I'm disappointed in all of you.
The children, we were basically locked up in the house, you know, day after day.
Bring your hands
He
together.
gloats about cheating on his wife
Let's pray.
and threatens to kill her if she dares to leave. All the while insisting that his family turn to God for redemption. Afraid he'll harm the kids if she tries to escape, Cheryl stays with him.
Dire need of your praise and grace.
He always called himself a man of God, but he didn't live like a Christian. He just lived as this controlling tyrant.
As we prepare to eat this food, praying like that'll get you a ticket to hell. All of you, get up to bed.
Here he is calling himself one, and yet he's this mean, controlling abuser. You know, who beats and who philanders and cheats.
Hey, come on. Cheer up, it's fine.
Virtually imprisoned, young Bipsy finds solace in music.
Bipsy was very outgoing, especially with her piano. I mean, it seemed like if there was a piano anywhere, she was just banging on it.
She tries her best to keep things positive, but they're living in hell. When Bipsy is 12, her mother finally musters the courage to divorce. She takes the kids with her. But instead of a happy ending, once free, Bipsy spirals downhill, tumbling into a world of drugs, sex, and booze. Desperate to find some sense of power somewhere, the abused teen turns as far as possible from the conventional religion of her father.
Elohe.
She dabbles in the occult.
Elohe escape swat.
She was trying to do spells and things and trying to do superstitious stuff and trying to get power and just trying to feel in control of the situation.
But control is elusive. The troubled teen eventually tries suicide, twice.
She was hell-bent on destroying herself.
Afraid Bipsy might succeed in the next attempt, her desperate mom sends her to a church camp.
And I thought, well, maybe something good will happen to her there. So I told her she was going, and she was like, I am not going to this camp. You can't make me. If you make me, I'll hate you forever. And I said, well, you have to go. I'm making you go.
The camp is the worst thing Bipsy can imagine. At first. But over time, she experiences a spiritual awakening.
She just felt like God was calling to her to stop running, and that God had kept her alive up to that point and hadn't let her kill herself. Just got on her knees and gave her life to the Lord.
From that moment on, she begins to customize her own unique blend of faith, which she fine-tunes as an adult. She reads widely about different religions, choosing pieces from each that speak to her.
Bipsy, I can tell you, wouldn't let any pastor tell her what the truth is. And she was putting together her own view of reality and building, in a sense, her own religion.
She also crafts her own eclectic style, getting bold tattoos that include symbols from Judaism and Christianity, a mosaic that symbolizes her customized spirituality. The free-thinking indie chick becomes the talk of her small town.
It would be easy to say that Bipsy became this creative, free spirit because her biological father had been so controlling and the boundaries were so strict. But I would say she was born an artist. This is who she was. She was a singer, she was a sewer, she had tattoos, she loved art. She was a natural artist.
She throws herself into her music, writing songs for a CD she wants to release. It's going well, but the same can't be said for her love life. In 2006, she's fresh off a relationship that ended in a disturbing way.
She wanted to break up with him, and he didn't want to break up with her. And he started stalking her.
With an obsessed ex, she's gun-shy now, but she still dreams of love.
She wanted to be married to somebody special. She talked about it, she wrote a song about it.
Though she doesn't know him yet, Mickey Wagstaff is living in the neighboring town of Paula, California. He's structured and solid, raised in a strict church.
He was always at his church. He was homeschooled. His parents raised him up to be a good religious kid.
Do this in remembrance of me.
He's a youth leader, committed to helping kids. He also volunteers at soup kitchens and for mission trips. He wants to make the world a better place.
Amen. Now the Lord...
In the Seventh-day Adventist church he attends, Mickey is taught to be wary of flashy things like tattoos and jewelry, and anything but simple, modest clothing and a quiet, humble life. But he's also a red-blooded American kid, handsome, funny, and smart. So he recognizes a pretty girl when he sees one. In summer 2007, Mickey and his twin brother catch Bipsy performing at a coffee shop in town. He's immediately wowed by the cute bohemian singer. She's mesmerizing.
Nowadays, you know, everything is computer generated, it's tweaked. A lot of it's a sham. But she was the real deal.
She's cute, eh? You should totally ask her out.
Nah, I couldn't do that, man.
Come on.
She goes against everything Mickey's been taught. So unlike what his family and church tell him to seek in a mate. But he can't take his eyes off of her.
She was very gifted, very captivating when she performed. He was very enamored of that.
He convinces his brother to be his wingman and approaches, something he never does.
Good.
Good.
You were amazing.
What's your name?
Oh, sorry about that. I'm Mickey.
And they were hanging around, being groupies.
You were amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for coming.
They talked about how much they loved her and loved her music, and it seems as though they hit it off really well.
It's the first moment that will lead to love. But now, just a month before Bipsy and Mickey are set to walk down the aisle, the couple has vanished. What could have gone so wrong only weeks before what should be the happiest day of their lives? Had they decided to flee their past and elope to start a new life together? Or had Bipsy's stalker ex-boyfriend gone too far and split apart those who God was about to join together?
I like the big one.
Big one?
Yeah.
Let's get the big one then.
As Bipsy Amirian and Mickey Wagstaff prepare for their upcoming wedding, the couple disappears without a trace. Mickey's boss is concerned. The young man is always so dependable. But that day, he seemed scared, then left work without telling anyone, skipping an important meeting. Something serious must be happening. Bipsy's mother and stepfather aren't worried. It's only been a day since Cheryl saw Bipsy showing off her wedding dress.
Okay, honey, give me a call when you get this. I love you.
Then I tried again calling her the next day in the morning, and I didn't get her either. No big deal because her phone would always die.
After all, Bipsy's an adult and doesn't need to check in every day. But her mom has been afraid in the past. Especially 2 years before, when Bipsy briefly dates a guy named Kurt Coppell. Turns out Kurt's not her type, so she breaks up with him. But Kurt won't let her go. He's just like her abusive and controlling father.
He started saying all these crazy things, like, you belong to me, you know, we've been together, you're mine forever, and just scaring her, stalking her and scaring her.
He would just not let up. Just trying to get a hold of Bipsy quite often and was emailing her obsessively.
The obsession gets progressively more intense.
The things he would say really frightened Bipsy and haunted her.
Finally, he steps over the line.
He was threatened to kill her. She finally got a restraining order.
She will not allow a man like her father to control her. She knows her ex is out there, watching her, but there's nothing else she can legally do. Scared and disenchanted, Bipsy takes a break from men to focus on her music. She's not looking for love when Mickey and his twin brother approach her.
Good.
Good. Have you been here before?
No.
But Mickey falls hard for her.
Go. Have a good day.
You too.
And despite what he knows his family and church friends will say, he steps up his game.
Hey, Bipsy.
Hi, Mickey.
How you doing?
Great. How are you?
Good. I was wondering if maybe you wanted to go out sometime.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds great.
Awesome.
He lavished her with attention. I mean, I think all people kind of like that, don't they?
Well, I got something for you when I was out.
What?
It's a kindness she's not used to.
Oh.
From her father or her ex.
But she likes all the flattery, the roses, wine, and song, you know. He was doing that to the hilt.
To Bipsy, a boyfriend isn't just about a life partner, to have a baby, to build a house. She's been a little unstable on the wild seas since her, domineering dad was out of the picture. So a boyfriend to her also represented structure, and structure feels safe to her.
Bipsy suddenly has a new song in her heart.
She would always say glowing things about him. She seemed to be, in love, and she seemed to be really happy.
This is fun.
Yeah.
Passion grows in the young lovers' hearts. But despite Bipsy's free-spirited nature, her faith is just as devout as Mickey's. And they agree to save themselves for marriage.
Wait. We can't do this now. Gotta wait.
You're right.
It's not easy, but it's worth it. After dating just over a year, they decide it's forever. Mickey, always traditional, wants to ask Bipsy's mother and stepfather for their blessing.
Can I talk to you for a second?
He came to the house and he stated his intentions very formally, and he said that, I would like to marry your daughter.
I'm in love with her. I love spending time with her. I want to spend the rest of my life with her.
But Bipsy's stepfather is just not convinced.
And I said, well, I'm not saying yes, I'm not saying no. I said, I want my wife here so that we can all discuss and just see where this thing goes.
See, you need to talk to her mom. I mean, I'm her stepdad and I'll be happy to sit with you.
I said, you call my wife, set up a time that's good for all of us, and we'll talk about it.
Mickey comes away without the family's approval. He never sets up the second meeting. In his mind, God's blessing is all he needs. 4 months later, on Christmas Eve, Mickey makes a surprise move.
Whoa! Mickey, what's going on?
Bipsy, will you marry me?
Yes!
Yes?
Yes!
This has been her dream.
She wanted to start a family. She always wanted love, and she was just a really loving person.
And now she's got it forever. But then, she and Mickey just vanish. 2 days pass with no word from either of them. Although they have no specific information to contact police with, friends do worry if Bipsy's stalker ex, Kurt Capel, might be back. Had the thought of Bipsy making music with another man driven her jealous ex over the edge?
Last time I saw Bipsy, I ran into her at the mall, and she was showing me a pepper spray can that Mickey had given to her for self-defense, just in case.
Could the stalker have snatched the songstress and harmed her future husband? In Temecula, California, Mickey Wagstaff and his bride-to-be, Bipsy Amarian, had been missing for 2 days. No one has enough information to call police with yet. But friends begin to wonder, is Bipsy's jealous ex involved? Bipsy had always wanted the perfect wedding. She'd longed for it forever. As the big day draws close, she buys a designer wedding gown online and starts to customize it.
She was making a dress out of dresses. She just cut and pieced different dresses together into one dress that was going to be perfect.
Like her tattoos, it's a physical manifestation of her distinctive style. She also plans to sing one of her own songs, titled Beautiful, at the ceremony. She's so excited about the wedding, though it does mean some changes. She doesn't share all of her fiancé's strict fundamentalist views. She's pieced together her own faith, but it's a strong one, and she worships God with gusto.
Even though she was free-spirited, what defined who she was she loved God, and she would not ever go against, His word. She was very committed as a Christian, and so I think she saw how committed he was.
Despite her fiercely independent nature, Bipsy's determined to make the marriage work, even if it means changing to please Mickey. Since the Seventh-day Adventist Church has rigid beliefs, she begins dressing more conservatively and covering her beloved tattoos.
She was just trying to look like the all-American girl for him, I guess.
But Mickey's parents don't share the couple's excitement. Although Bipsy's always nice to them, They see her as far too rebellious. Congregants in Mickey's fundamentalist church agree. She just doesn't fit in.
After this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven.
They require members to live quiet lives, make all their entertainment Christian-based, and steer clear of anything but the most modest clothing. Mickey fits the bill. His tattooed fiancé, not so much.
It is a very strict religion, and he was expected to abide by the rules and the regulations of the church. He was very fanatical about religion. Fanatical.
Bipsy wants so badly to have a husband, she tries her best to immerse herself in Mickey's world.
And she would say, yeah, I know that the church that we're going to is a little weird, but they're really nice, and I know it seems like, okay, I don't believe with everything that they say, but they're good people, and I can still make this work.
But not everyone in the congregation accepts her. And her inquisitive nature gets her in trouble. At one church gathering, she asks one question too many.
I'm not so sure.
You're not so sure about what?
About your sermon. The message that you're trying to...
And what did you have a problem with?
Well, it's confusing how many rules that you have to have just to get into heaven. I don't understand.
Bipsy's willing to compromise, but she's not going to lose her voice. So when she goes to his church, she's going to ask questions, because that's who she is.
She had finally said something challenging what they believed in.
Why do you have to fear this so much just coming from your...
You can leave now.
Pastor, she didn't mean anything by it. Out.
Now.
Pastor.
And they pretty much told Mickey, well, you stop seeing her and don't have anything else to do with this girl. And so he said, no, I still want to.
Mickey refuses to allow the church to come between him and his true love.
Mickey was attracted to Bipsy because she was everything he couldn't be. She was the free spirit. She was the creative person. She was the one unafraid to question some of the teachings of his religion. This was something he wanted to be, and he was very attracted to that.
When he won't leave Bipsy, the church tells him he's no longer welcome. It gets worse when he tells his parents.
They didn't approve of the relationship, and so they had, I guess you would call it a farewell dinner.
And if you think you can stay under this house and bring her into it, and that we are going to allow it, you are wrong.
In which they told him, if you're going to continue to go down this path, we're not going to be a part of it.
His parents disown him and kick him out of the house. It's incredibly painful for everyone.
This is where the conflict comes with Mickey. I mean, religion was important, family support was so important. Where does that put him and his beliefs and who he is? It's a scary place for Mickey to be.
Still, he's determined and committed to seeing the marriage through. But 1 month before they're to say I do, the couple is nowhere to be found. Had Bipsy's stalker, ex-boyfriend, derailed their dreams? Or had they simply decided to run from all the drama and elope?
I guess she told a friend, don't tell anybody, but we're going to leave the country. She had a brand new passport that she'd never used.
But the truth about this couple is far more sinister. It's been 2 days since anyone has seen Bipsy Amirian and her fiancé, Mickey Wagstaff. The wedding date is just a month away. Bipsy's customized dress is almost ready. She and Mickey have passports set for a secret honeymoon. But Bipsy has another secret she's been keeping. She's having doubts about Mickey. What Bipsy only shares with her journal is that as the wedding day nears, she's not sure she should do it.
As Bipsy said in her own writings, she said she was kind of split because she wrote, "Why do I have to settle for Prince Acceptable?" She said, "I shouldn't have to do that."
She starts to realize she's been so focused on getting married and starting a family, she hasn't taken the time to make sure Mickey is Mr. Right.
It's not unusual at all. So many girls grow up with the fantasy that if they get married, everything will be okay. Bipsy's father ultimately rejected her. If she can get someone to the altar, it means she's lovable. Getting married is very important to Bipsy's psyche.
But now, she's starting to see another side to her fiancé.
I suspect they started fighting about the wedding and how to go about doing the wedding. And I think during those conversations, Bipsy might have realized that he had issues.
You're doing it wrong! It looks stupid! Why can't you just be normal?
He was controlling, that he was angry that maybe he wasn't somebody she wanted to spend the rest of her life with.
His anger and possessiveness reach a breaking point after he's kicked out of his church and his parents' house.
It changed the whole dynamic of his relationship with Bipsy. Because now there was a lot of pressure on Bipsy to be the be-all and end-all and everything for him as his primary attachment figure. So I'm sure he became even more obsessive.
So he felt like he gave up a lot for her so he could marry her, and that probably contributed to him feeling like he deserved, or some selfish thing, like he deserved to be with her because he gave up things for her.
As the big day nears, she's increasingly torn. Even as she shows the dress off to her mom, her doubts bubble to the surface.
She came over Monday to try on the dress, and she didn't seem happy.
Hey, hon, are you sure you want to do this?
It wasn't a true excitement, more like a feigned, manufactured type of excitement. You know, like going through the motions.
You know, it's not too late to call it off. Okay? I know.
But the truth is, she's grown disillusioned, worried about Mickey's attempts to control her. He's becoming more and more like her father.
It was really hard to get a hold of her on the phone. You know, I wasn't seeing her alone at all. He would always be there kind of shadowing her, and that was only a few times because it was harder and harder to hang out with her.
He even forbids her from going to a family birthday party.
You know, sometimes the more hardcore, the more fundamentalist the religion, the more narrow thinking, the more that religion attracts people who have chaotic interiors. They're looking for boundaries, they're looking for structure. And that's clearly what was going on with Mickey.
And Bipsy is finally seeing it.
She realized and she was going along with what he was doing, but that wasn't what was in her heart and what she wanted, and I think that's what made her change her mind. And I think just the tiger in her just kind of came out.
She can no longer hide how she really feels. The day after showing off her dress, she calls Mickey and tells him they should rethink the wedding.
She was not happy. She didn't come right out and say she was breaking up with him, but she said, you know, she didn't think that it was going to work.
Unwilling to let her go, Mickey convinces her to join him on an out-of-town sales call so they can talk.
And then he just took off. Against his boss's wishes, his boss had called him in for a conference. And instead of going in, he just took off to get Bipsy. I said, we're going on a trip.
Her going away had nothing at all to do with her stalker ex-boyfriend. Bipsy left on her own, trying to be decent about such a painful decision, and hoping she can better explain her reservations. But they don't get far. Mickey pulls into a parking garage nearby.
They started having a discussion about the wedding. It was Mickey's belief that she was dragging her feet. that she wasn't following through with the plans, you know, as he expected her to, in a timely fashion, as he expected her to.
I think maybe we should postpone things for a little bit so we can figure things out.
No, you're not leaving me. This is not ending.
It seems he still doesn't get it. She tries to explain. The wedding is not going to happen. They begin to argue.
I saved myself for you.
It gets heated. Seeing he's losing control, she tries to run.
You're not leaving me. What's wrong with you?
She was his everything. And, you know, at this point, he had pretty much given up his life for her. He, you know, was no longer communicating with his family. He had pulled himself away from the church. She was everything to him. And, you know, that's all he had in his life pretty much was her. And when he realized that this wasn't going to happen anymore, it was all gone.
Please! Not leaving me! What's wrong with you?
He refuses to let his fiancée go, literally holding her hostage in the van. It's an agonizing irony. The parking garage where Bipsy is being held is just blocks from her mother and stepfather's home. And they have no idea.
That just makes me sick because she was so nearby and I had no clue.
2 days after Bipsy vanishes, her mother's at a doctor's appointment when she's suddenly overcome with emotion. She has no way of knowing, but she somehow knows. Something is terribly wrong with her daughter.
Suddenly, I just felt so sad, and I don't know why. I just felt heartbroken, and I started to cry like my heart was crushed. And I don't know why. I thought, what am I crying for? You know, but I did.
48 hours after Mickey Wagstaff kidnaps his bride-to-be, Bipsy and Marion, a Temecula, California police officer is on routine patrol in the parking garage at an area mall.
He was just driving through the parking structure as he normally would and noticed that the van was parked away from other cars, which he thought was somewhat suspicious. As he continued driving past it, he thought he noticed some sort of movement. He was going to walk up to the car just to see, you know, maybe there were some kids in there.
He has no idea the horror he's about to encounter. At first, there's no response. But then, a man with a knife.
He kind of turned and faced the officer and made a stabbing motion, as if he was going to come towards the officer.
Standard procedure is to call for backup.
He just kind of jumps back, he gets behind his patrol car, and he points a gun. I'd imagine in case this psycho with a knife is going to pull out a gun or something, you never know. And a couple minutes later, another unit shows up. And they come up to inspect the car.
One has a taser ready. The van's locked. Inside is Mickey Wagstaff. Beneath him, his young fiancée, Bipsy.
They ordered the defendant out of the car, and he would not comply. He would not comply. I mean, they asked him time and time again, and he was just in a complete and utter daze. He wouldn't respond to them.
Drop the knife!
They taser him to subdue him. Then check Bipsy. She's dead.
There was blood everywhere. Everywhere. I've never in my life seen the amount of blood that I saw that day. There was a mattress in the back of the car that Mickey had been living in and sleeping on, and it was soaked, completely soaked.
The medical examiner later determines she'd been stabbed 39 times. She was dead within seconds of the officer approaching.
Get out of here!
No, no!
She had this expression on her face like she was totally betrayed. The expression was still on her face. She was just covered in stab wounds all over her, just everywhere.
Eerily, most of the wounds are centered around the unique religious tattoo on her back.
It meant everything to her. It was, significant of her relationship with God and her devotion to God. And, for him to destroy it in that way, to mutilate it in that way, knowing how much it meant to her. And at the same time, signifying his betrayal to her, stabbing her in the back that way.
It's a horrifying scene.
Her body was out on a sleeping bag, and the first thing that I noticed was just next to it was her van, and there was a bumper sticker, and it said, "Real men don't use violence." I felt sick. I instantly felt sick.
Once he recovers from the tasing, Mickey makes a full confession.
Mickey, no! Wait for the wedding tonight! Mickey, please! Mickey, please! No!
He tore her shirt, and he pinned her down, and he raped her. This person that she loved and she thought she knew, had taken it to the next level. He had become a monster.
Rape is a crime of power. It is not a crime of sex. It's not like, I've been aroused for so many years, now's the moment. It's only when he's losing her does he become sexually violent. It's, I will take you, I will own you, you will not get away from me.
It's gonna be okay, Bipsy. I love you. No, please.
For 2 days, Bipsy watches as the man she thought she loved unravels.
He'd lost his family. He'd lost his church. He'd put everything on Bipsy.
Please, Jason.
And now he was losing Bipsy.
Come over to her. Strap up her legs. Come on. Okay. And what does she do? What's her movement now? So she's moving this way like that. Okay? And now does that leave you on top of her?
Yeah.
Is that when you start stabbing her?
I've already started.
I'm sorry, what?
I already started.
Oh.
Please.
Bipsy's family seeks the death penalty.
If I would have known then what I know now, when he came to my house, I'd have gotten a wood chipper, dropped him in the wood chipper, and he'd be fertilizing my roses right now, to be honest with you.
Your daughter, sir. Was she all right?
God forgive me, but that's my thoughts toward him.
She never expected this to happen. She never expected, this kind of outcome from a man that she loved. And she truly did trust him, and she truly did believe in him. And this was gonna be, the man of her dreams, her husband.
The same man is convicted of murder and sentenced to life in prison without parole.
What the hell happens with this kid who's a youth leader in his church, an upstanding member of the society, and then what happens that makes him pull out a knife and stab somebody 30-some times? There's no explanation, and you know what? There never will be.
Weeks before her wedding, Bipsy and Marion recognized she was about to marry a man just like her father. Sadly, it was already too late.
She had realized it, and she was going to leave him. He was just a Pharisee like her dad, just a monster with a religious facade. No, her dad was exactly the same, just abusive, controlling, and dangerous. Very dangerous.
Bipsy had had a hard life. She endured the control, the abuse from her father. She escaped with her mother. She created a life for herself that was a free spirit. Her art flourished, her music, her tattoos. And then she thought she found structure with this guy. But it all fell apart because she was choosing her father again. But this time, a deadly version of her father.
Bipsy had done what so few do. She survived an abusive childhood, recovered from a self-destructive downward spiral, and grew to become a spiritually grounded adult with endless love to share with her family and friends.
I wish I could have helped her, and that I love her so much, and that I'll never find anyone like her, and there won't be anybody that can take her place. And that I'm going to see her someday, and I can't wait to see her again.